What do these 4 videos have in common? Well, nothing besides the fact that they're all fake. That's right, they're not real, and there's a bunch more like them. OpenAI, the same creators behind ChatGPT, have just released a new text-to-video model called Sora, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is a pivotal moment for humankind, and not necessarily a good one. Last night, I saw the news about Sora, and I thought, great, another text-to-video model, this is cool. But I didn't actually see any of the examples, and when I did is when my opinion changed and I started to be a little concerned. Sora is the latest text-to-video AI model developed by OpenAI that allows you to generate 1080p video that looks so real from just a few words. And let me show you a few examples before we continue. So the prompt for this video was a futuristic drone race at sunset on planet Mars. It looks fun, and it's amazing to think that this was just made from just a few words, right? Here we've got a half duck, half dragon flies through a beautiful sunset with a hamster dressed in adventure gear on its back. And again, pretty fun, looks harmless, and it's entertaining and pretty cool to think you can generate that again from just a few words. Then you've got a street level tour through a futuristic city. I'm not gonna go through the whole prompt, but this is the video where you would maybe have to double take just to double check that it's not real. Then you've got the following video. The prompt is a wizard wearing a pointed hat and a blue robe, and again, I'm not going to go through the whole prompt, but here you could see how some people would believe it's real, and then it just looks like some bad VFX have been added on top of it. But the scary part is that this is on the lower end of the example. An instructional cooking session for homemade gnocchi hosted by a grandmother for social media influencer set in a rustic Tuscan country kitchen with cinematic lighting. This looks real, too real. And I really just want to remind people, only 10 months ago, the Will Smith eating spaghetti video was the best AI could do. And now this looks so real down to every detail. People were already getting fooled by pictures of people that had 6 fingers and weird eyes, but now there's no signs that something isn't real. And if we take a look at the website, there's even more examples. I mean, just look at this. That looks, how does that not look like real? Like, you have to really check, and you look in the background, you go, okay, it's a little blurry. But there's so many more of them. It's absolutely insane. This one, insane. That, insane. That just looks like a drone shot, right? And so now you're beginning to understand how scary this actually is. And I showed this video of the puppies to my girlfriend this morning, and she didn't doubt it for a second, and she reacted to the video as if it was real. And then when I told her it was fake, she honestly didn't believe me for a second. And I've been working in video for nearly 10 years professionally, and I've always loved that video is hard to create, that it's a process, it takes a lot of time and skill, and that there's a barrier to entry. And that barrier to entry was always quite high. But over the past few years, because of, or maybe thanks to AI, the barrier to entry is getting lower. But yesterday when Sora came out, that barrier to entry just hit the floor. And although a lot of people have been saying that AI is bad, I never really agreed with them until now. We've got an ongoing AI arms race that isn't slowing down because every company in the AI space is constantly trying to one-up each other, and they are doing so at insane speeds. If we just look at the progress in the past 2 years, imagine 10 years from now. And again, I just want to remind you of that Will Smith example, right? And again, just look at this video. This interstellar type video looks like it was taken straight from a movie. What once took a massive budget, a bunch of skilled people, actors, equipment, days to film, can now be produced by just typing a few words. So the good question is, how many people are going to lose their jobs to AI? And the funny thing is that's not, well, I say funny, but it's not really funny. That's not even the worst part. As much as I love humanity, there's always people that seem to enjoy doing harm. And this is the exact type of thing that can do a lot of damage at scale, if in the wrong hands. This is kind of sounding like a James Bond movie plot. If we just think of some of the past events related to fake news during elections and smear campaigns, they're going to be taken to a whole new level, and politicians are going to have to prove that a video of them slapping a child and doing a bunch of drugs was fake. And that's just one example out of literally anything you can imagine and type onto a keyboard, because imagination is the limitation here. And although Sam Altman said on Twitter that they're already red teaming and only offering access to a limited number of creators, and if you don't know what red teaming is, by the way, it's when a company or organization allows ethical hackers to emulate real attackers' tactics, techniques and procedures against their own company and systems to prevent that type of thing from happening in the future, it's only a matter of time before this becomes more available. And that is when content creation is going to change forever. Animators, 3D artists, stock footage websites, B-roll, videographers, and tons of other video media jobs are no longer going to be needed because companies are seeing this from a business point of view and not an artist point of view. And I mean, we already have super realistic AI voices, and you combine that with realistic talking head videos, and you're replacing me as a YouTuber. One day, we're gonna get to a point where we won't be able to tell the difference between human and AI, because AI will be able to mimic us so well. And some people claim that we're always gonna be able to tell the difference, but a lot of people already can't. I'm looking at you, Mum. And don't get me wrong, I love AI and the tools that it's brought us over the years, but I just can't help being a little concerned. What do you think?